get ready to ramble.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to Ramblings of a Middle-Aged Card Collector, where we explore the stories, journeys, and creative paths in the hobby we love. Tonight, episode 42, Art in Motion, Why the Human Hand Still Matters with Still Motion Cards. One of the things I love about this hobby is that sometimes you see a card that makes you stop scrolling, stop flipping through the collection, and actually take a second look. And while the card itself might be incredible, sometimes it's the way someone presents that artwork that makes you appreciate it in an entirely different way. That's exactly what caught my attention about tonight's guest. Marc, better known on Instagram and the community as Still Motion Cards, has taken card art and found a really creative way to bring it to life through video and motion. But we're going to go way beyond making cool videos tonight. We're going to talk about excuse me. We're going to talk about what makes card art special, what it's like to be a collector who appreciates the artists behind these pieces, and one of the biggest conversations happening in the creative world right now, AI art. Where does it fit in the world? Where does it cross the line? And in a hobby built around artwork created by human beings, what are we potentially losing if we stop valuing the human hand behind the art? So grab a drink, grab a seat, and let's get into it and welcome our guest, Marc Manzi. Welcome, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, brother. What's going on, man?
Long day. I'm happy that it's over with, and I'm doing this with you right now.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm so happy to finally have you on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I've been seeing your stuff for like 2 years, man, and a little longer, and I love what you do. It's very creative, so it's dope. It's fun to see, a little fun thing that's being done, by fan art appreciation.
Yeah, they're fun to make. It's kind of like my creative outlet. Like I work in creative services. I've been fortunate enough to work in film and video my entire life, and it's just nice having a creative outlet that I enjoy doing on the side that has nothing to do with my job. Like I think it's important. Like I don't want to come home at the end of the day and just leave the creativity in the office. So just being able to work on these has been awesome since I started doing it, and the community's been like super. I don't even know the word. Like I've been doing this, I think, since I want to say around Thanksgiving 24 I started doing it, and I posted, I think the first card that I posted was the Cyclops 92 masterpieces, and it just, like, I'd never put anything on social media and see it blow up that much, and it was just crazy seeing the reception people gave to it. And it's just, I've literally not had one negative experience with anybody since I started doing this. It's just been awesome to jump into the community and share all of this with you guys.
Yeah, man, it's one heck of a community. Just like you said, it's very welcoming. Everyone's so supportive. And when you make cool ass shit like you, bro, and everyone's a big fan, especially, the card you picked, the series you picked, it was a lot of fun to see. A friend of ours in the community actually had one of yours actually, like, physically, and it was so cool to see, like, in hand. I was like, this is awesome, man. And that's how I actually got, I was like, oh my God, what, I didn't know, and he was like, oh, it was so cool. So it's a really cool experience to see your work, and to not just, on social media. So really dope, man. It's appreciated across the medium. And you actually sent me a video file, and I guess it's a better time than not, right? So let me see. I have not seen this yet.
I'm kind of glad you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I wanted to. One of my dogs is getting beat up, it seems. All right, cool. All right, are we ready? I have not seen this, so
there's no audio to it.
Okay, is it big now? I can't see our screen.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, ready? That's cool. I'm excited to see this. Bro.
I wanted to do a card for the show, and like, Man Thing's a layup with you. So I'd actually been wanting to do that card for a while. I just couldn't figure out what the hell to do with it, and just
I love how you
time you
come
invited me
splashing out of the water.
But the time you invited me on, like I looked at the card again and I'm like, why did it take me so long to think of something to do with this? Like, that's kind of how it goes sometimes with these. Like, I'll want to do a card and I'll just look at it. Like, a good example of that is the 92 Masterpieces Venom. It's awesome art. But not everything lends itself to what I do. So like the less going on in the card, the more difficult it is for me to come up with a concept to make it dance. And like that's Venom on like a nice red textured background, and that's what it is. It's like, all right, I want to do this card, like, but how? And I had the stupid idea to make Venom. I basically have the symbiote taking over Eddie, which is something I'll never ever do again. That's the only time I was making one of these cards. I'm like, I'm not having fun. I just want it to be over.
It felt more like a chore.
Yeah, that one literally was the only one that ever felt like a chore. So, but
this one's dope, man. It's great. I love it. This is one of my favorite artworks. This is the card and art from MM22, Dan DeSantos, that really got me back into the hobby and collecting cards again, and remembering the nostalgia and awesome love that I had as a kid for all this. So thank you for that, and I appreciate you sharing that and letting me get that. So that's awesome, bro. I will appreciate that download. Absolutely. That was dope to see, and make the post, bro. I can't wait to see the post.
The post is coming. I just did I put Shatterstar up today.
I saw.
I forgot that I had that scheduled to go up. I would have saved it for later in the week, but I usually like to try to put one out like around Friday, so I'm not going to do that this time since I already put it out. But yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that Dan's set was the one that got you back in, because that's the same set that got me back into it too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like the first set that really made me like jump in 2 feet was 92 Masterpieces. But I had 90 Impels, 91 Impels, and the Jim Lee set, which I think was the same year as 92 I think that was a 92 set. But yeah, I collected all the way up until about high school, and then I just stopped. Like, it's just something I forgot about, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it was like, I think it was early 2024. It was the same year I started doing the animations. I don't know how it got into my algorithm, but I, like, every once in a while when I'm like drawing or whatever, and I don't feel like listening to music, I'll just throw YouTube on and just let it do its thing. And whatever I was watching or whatever was on ended. And then a video of a group of dudes opening up 22 Masterpieces came on.
Nice.
And like, I'm sitting there drawing, and like, I just hear big bellowing voice, ended up being Alonzo. I look up and I just see these dudes, like, everybody's like roughly my age, and they're just having the time of their life opening these cards, and the art is incredible. And that's what it ended up being. It was like a 3-hour video of I don't know, all the usual suspects. They were opening like boxes of these things. I'm like, man, this is so cool. And like, I had, like I said, I fell out of it completely. And like, I didn't know anything about the hobby at that point. So I found an LCS. I had to call like, I want to say like 8 of them before I found someone that sold Marvel. I made the trip out there, and lo and behold was a box of the 22 Masterpieces on a shelf. And I'm like, I said to him, I'll take those. He brings them up to the counter and he tells me the price. I'm like, what? Like, when did that happen?
Yeah, bro.
So I couldn't justify it at the time. So I ended up getting a box of the Wolverine set, the Fleer Ultra Wolverine set that came out.
Yeah.
And those were super cool. And that's kind of all it took. Like a week later, I was back at the shop. I'm like, all right, give me the box of Masterpieces. And I bought the box of Masterpieces. And like, I've been collecting since. Kind of slowed down a little bit since Topps took over, because it's just hard to get your hands on stuff now. But
yeah,
it's fun. Like, just, it's, you know, I like ripping boxes. That's my favorite part of collecting, is just the 45 minutes where I feel like a 10-year-old again. But
word.
it's a good thing and a bad thing. I miss that as frequently as I was doing it when Upper Deck still had the IP, but my wallet is thanking me for slowing down because it adds up. Boxes add up.
Yeah, they do. They had 100%. I myself went through a few of those boxes, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It was kind of it was an incredible experience. I got to do it with my son, so that's what it was all about, and had an incredible time doing it. Pulled some awesome sketches, pulled some awesome cards, and yeah, Fleer Ultra Wolverine was a lot of fun too. I have the base set from ripping packs, like boxes. Yeah. So I have like the whole base set. I think I have the parallel set as well. So it's fun. I like ripping boxes. So I know what you mean, where it's like that part of it's gone. So I've also been saving money, but not really, because now I'm spending money on, which I should be, which a lot of people spend it on commissions on art.
Yeah, commissions, and yeah. I haven't gotten into commissions yet. I'll get there soon. There's a few artists that I've hit up that I'd like to have some of their work, but since I'm not really ripping boxes anymore, I've started just buying singles. No rhyme.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody has I have a few characters that I PC, but I just I buy stuff that sings to me. Like if I see a card and it's cool, I'll get the card.
Cool.
I was hunting Dave Palumbo's Masterpieces set. He had his Battle Spectrum of Cyclops and Mr. Sinister. I was looking for that gem for a while, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I found it last year at some point, but the seller wanted I couldn't justify it. And then end of the year, I sent someone an offer on ComC, and they accepted. I'm like, oh my God, I've been chasing this card since I got back into this, because I'm a big horror fan, big horror fan, and that card is just it. Just the way the lighting is in it, and it's creepy looking, and it's my favorite card. I think it's my favorite card of all time. I just love what he did with that one.
Yeah, Dr. Strange, Don, what's good, bro? Some of my favorite cards are $2 cards. It's about the art, and if I really enjoy it. I totally agree, bro. I totally agree. I mean, do you have a PC? Do you character collect anybody?
I do, about a handful. Sinister.
Nice.
He's always been my favorite villain. Not even just X-Men, just across comics in general. I think it's just an aesthetic thing. I just think when I was a kid, I'm like, this dude looks like a monster. He's cool.
Yeah,
my guy.
Lives up to the name.
Yeah. So I PC him, Dazzler, Domino, Bishop.
Cool.
Everything after that is kind of I would love to PC Spider-Gwen, but I'm not looking to go broke. So I'll leave that to the whales. But yeah, whatever's within my range, in terms of the characters I mentioned, I scoop up as much of them as I can. I've been going pretty heavy trying to collect a lot of Domino lately. So the different, I like how there's different iterations of what she looks like. So it's cool. It's cool. She's a good character to collect.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out Nathan. Nathan, he PCs her, and he's got some beautiful pieces, and you see the variations of different artists. And
yeah,
we do a lot. We do a lot with that. Yep. And Dan's DeSantos's Dominoes.
It's so cool. It's
fire.
So that was actually, I think that was literally the first card I saw from the set. When I mentioned I was watching that video, these dudes breaking. I looked up, I'm like, whoa, that is so cool. I'm looking at the card and I hear 9-inch nails in my head for some reason. Just the way Dan, everything about that card is just so dope. His art is, that whole set is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree. Was art always something that you paid attention to collecting, or did you just develop that over time?
I was always I always drew when I was a kid.
Cool.
And it's also something I kind of just stopped doing. Right around the same time I stopped collecting Marvel cards, ironically. I took art classes in high school, and then I ended up going to film school after high school, and that's kind of where I shifted my focus. I the camera became my thing, like editing became my thing, motion graphics became my thing. So it's like I didn't want to spread myself too thin. Like I knew that's what I wanted to do for a living, so I kind of had to give that all of my attention. So like drawing really didn't, aside from like sketching storyboards and stuff, it just wasn't like productive for what I was doing at the time. So I stopped. And right around the time COVID hit, I actually, a little bit before that, one of my best friends, we were living in Austin at the time, and I was big into like not getting into, but like it was in my Photoshop zone at the time. Like I just wanted to mess around with stuff in Photoshop. And I would always take his sketches, bring them into Photoshop, color them, turn them into a poster, whatever. And there was one time I asked him like for something very specific, if he could sketch it out so I could bring it into Photoshop and mess with it. And he wasn't like being a jerk when he said this to me, but he was like, dude, why don't you just draw it yourself? And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I should. And I started drawing. That was probably like I think that was the year before COVID hit. Because when COVID hit, that's when I started like taking drawing seriously again. And it's cool. I look back at some of the stuff, like when I picked the pencil back up back then, like 6 years ago or whatever it is now. And I'm like, man, that's really bad. Like compared to what, it's crazy what, like, just, it's not crazy. Like that's how you get good. You practice. It works. So like I have all of the drawings from when I picked it back up at the end of my binder and all of the recent stuff up front. And I just try to forget about the old stuff, but the process is fun though. It's fun. Like I shouldn't say I try to forget about it, because like it's not, failure kind of, it's not an obstacle. It's like I think it's how creative people get good at what they do, is they fail over and over and figure out how to not fail. So
100%. And that's part of the journey, you know?
Yeah. And then, and just art in general, I like over my shoulder, there's like, I have one of my favorite things in the world, aside from like this, like the Marvel stuff, is movie screen prints. Like went to film school. I'm a cinephile, like before anything else. Like film is my number one love. I love it. Like, so I mentioned I was living in Austin. They had that city was just like rich with like art. Like you could go to gallery shows. That's when Mondo was still Mondo. And their gallery was right down, not downtown Austin, but a little bit outside of downtown. Me and my friend that I mentioned before, we would take days off from work whenever Mondo had a gallery show. We'd go stand in the Texas heat for 8 hours and get in and buy these types of screen prints that are over my shoulder. And I have too many now, but it's cool. Like every once in a while, I'll just look at them and just, be like, how do people do this? Like these artists are incredible. And especially when I'm working from home, like I kind of, if I'm doing motion graphics or I'm editing or something and I have like a creative block, I'll just shut my laptop for a little bit. I'll look at art, I'll throw on a movie trailer, I'll get my mind off of what I'm doing. And a lot of the time, just doing that kind of helps me get over the rut I'm stuck in. Like, I don't know how or why, but just separating myself from the work and just, enjoying other people's art for a few minutes is a great way to reset your head.
Yeah. Dope. I totally agree with that. You got to reset.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to have a good reset.
Yeah. And I mean, the animations are too, like, it's, like I said, they're the world is pretty noisy, and it's, when I'm doodling a sketch card or I'm working on one of these animations, I don't care. Like I throw headphones on and I just get lost in it. And it's just a great way to escape for a little bit. That's why I love creativity. Like it's just a great way to tune everything out and just look straight ahead and put your blinders on.
Yeah, and I've been seeing some of your sketch cards, and I'm like, oh man, look at me putting them out. So keep it up, man.
I try with the sketch cards. Like it's I don't move fast with those. My eraser gets a workout every time I draw anything. So
Hey, you just got to keep at it. And, you know, I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's, you know, it's a lot better than what I could do. So bravo.
thank you.
Absolutely, man. I'm loving it. So with, you said motion capture is like your profession basically, or background. So, I mean, you obviously see it when you put the awesome like progress videos up, when you show like how you're actually doing like the tweaking of the parts and putting an animation into the card. So how much does that, your job, bleed into like what you do, you know, for fun?
I mean, like the process of actually doing the work, like that inherently, like that's kind of what I do. Like I'm very post-production heavy. Like I still shoot like, we do a lot of stuff where I work. I work at the video department for a marketing agency. And so we do commercials, we do social videos, anything. I've basically pointed a camera at any type of, you know, TV show, movie, like commercial, anything. Like the day-to-day is kind of meh, but every once in a while we'll get like a super fun job to work on. But post-production wise, like After Effects, I didn't pick After Effects up until, that's the program I used to animate with. I didn't pick it up, seriously until right around when I moved to Austin. So around like 2013. That's when I started taking it seriously, because the studio that I got a job with down there at the time kind of required me to do stuff that I didn't know how to do. So I had to learn on the clock, which was actually like, I mean, I was getting paid to, you know, learn how to do this stuff and make myself valuable. And it was a great experience. But yeah, I mean, it bleeds over. What I do with the cards bleeds over into my job, because I've like I mentioned, I work on social videos a lot, and like it's tough keeping people's attention on social media. You kind of have to hook them immediately or they just swipe right by. So like, I hate to say it because it's what I love to do, but like video is kind of, I don't want to say pedestrian, but I'm going to say pedestrian. Like it's all, you know, it is what it is. But like, if you could do something like parallax work, or like basically what I do with the cards, and have that carry over to my job. Like I presented the idea during a creative meeting at my job one time, because we were doing work for, I think it was a cannabis company, but like their whole motif was like old, like muted color, like Western type deal. Okay. So like I would composite these scenes and put them in 3D space and like parallax them, kind of like what I do with the cards, and just basically making still elements move. And they performed really well. And I ended up, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, the cards bleed over more into my work, because I, like, everybody kind of wanted that from me throughout the course of last year. Like that's all they wanted me to do for the social stuff, is the stuff that I'm doing with the cards. So it's cool. It's just cool being able to like the cards like weren't like a total original idea. I'll circle back around to that in a second, but like it's just cool having something I was doing in my personal time end up being valuable where I work.
Yeah,
I was just having a hard time like trying to phrase that, but yeah, and like the concept for these, I have to shout this dude out, because he's amazing at what he does. Like I said, I'm a film guy first before anything. There's an account out there you guys should check out if you do like movies, called Retro One Sheet. He does animated movie posters, and I remember seeing his work like years ago. I'm like, this is like incredible. Like I think the first thing I ever saw from him was the RoboCop poster animated. I'm like, how, like, this is insane. Like, so like when I jumped more into After Effects and realized I knew how to do it, I wanted to do it. So I started doing movie posters way before I started doing the cards, but just kind of like out of respect for what he'd done already. If he had done a poster, like I didn't want to do it just because like he does them so well. Like there's nothing I could do to improve on him anyway. I think the only one I did that he already tackled was the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie, just because I love that movie. But I tried to make it like way different than what he did. But yeah, that's it. And when I started doing the cards, it was just like, or I shouldn't say when I started doing the cards, like that sort of gave me the idea. Like I was just looking at a card one day. I'm like, it'd be cool to do the movie poster thing with a Marvel card.
Okay.
And that ended up being the Cyclops one was the first one I did.
Nice.
I'm like, yeah, it translates well. Like it just works. Like, especially like all the art, like I just want to give like flowers to all of the artists. Like Joe Jusko's art is incredible. Like all of their art does all the heavy lifting and anything. Like I'm just like, it's their work. It's awesome. Like they did all the hard stuff and I'm just kind of making it dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just try to make it dance.
Yeah. Just give it like, it's not like full blown animation. I just try to give it like a pulse or a heartbeat or something. I'm not like trying to make it look like a cartoon. Whenever I do them, I try to maintain the integrity of just what's on the card. Like I don't ever look to introduce like foreign elements first. I only do that when I have to, or when I think the card kind of just needs it for what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But I always try to like, anytime I sit down and do one, I always try to just stick with what's on the card and just add little flourishes here and there if it calls for it. And a few times I've gotten carried away. Like I think the 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men, the Cyclops I did, I had a whole bunch of stuff going on that one that wasn't on the card originally, but
very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still awesome to see. You know what I mean? If anything, you're bringing attention to somebody's, work. And I think in a way, your work is a rose to the artist. You know what I mean? A flower in a way, because you're showing the love and appreciation you have for the art, and you're creating a scene in your head and depicting it in a small, quick capture, which does translate well into social media because people reels, and flicking up and down on social or looking for something real quick. So it's not a really long video. You're doing something very quick. It's simple, but it's adding a lot of like character to the card where you're like, oh man, I saw that too. Or a lot of people are when you excuse me, my throat today. When you see like your work on the card you're like, oh, I was thinking the same scene too. And I was looking at that like, oh, what if that was going on in the background? So a lot of people can relate to your work. You know what I mean? And so in a way, it is that flower to the artist. You know what I mean? That you mentioned before.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's always what it's been to me. Like Joe's set. I just remember, kind of have to tell this story. Like I think 9 when those came out because for my 10th birthday, my mom got me a box of them, which was like the best present I ever got in my life. But I remember, I don't remember exactly when that set dropped in 92, but I do remember going to the comic store with I think I had like $6 for allowance money and I was just going to get a couple X-Men books. And I picked out my books, walked up to the front counter, and I just see this black box with this picture of the Hulk on it. And I'm like, I looked, the guy in my comic store, I think he's still alive. This guy Art, he's like the nicest guy in the world. And I would always talk it up with him whenever I went in there. Like even as a kid, he was like just super cool and knowledgeable about everything. And I just remember seeing that box of cards. I looked at Art, I'm like, what are these? He goes, something along the line, just paraphrase, like pretty much the most incredible art I've ever seen on a comic card. I'm like, okay. So, and I asked him, like, does like it all looks like how the Hulk looks here? He's like, pretty much. Yeah. He said everything he had seen up to that point. He's like, yeah, it's incredible art. So I'm like, okay, took the books back, put them back on the shelf, and I bought 3 packs of masterpieces and jumped on my bike, rode home, ran into the backyard. We had a picnic table. I was just sitting on the picnic table. I opened the first pack of cards. Literally the first card I saw from that set was the battle spectrum of Wolverine and Sabretooth. It was like right on top, first pack. I didn't even look at the next card for like 10 minutes. I'm just like, what is it? And I'm like touching it because it's like etched, so you could I've never seen that before. And like I was a 10-year-old kid in 1992, and like what was cooler than Wolverine at the time? Like I literally felt like I hit the jackpot, and I like finally got over that card, went through everything else, and like I just remember flipping through each card, like even characters I didn't really care about at the time, and I was just like amazed with it all. Like I wasn't ever really huge on, like I didn't even know who Nightmare was, for example, at the time, but I remember looking at the Nightmare card and I'm like, this is incredible. Like, and like those cards made me want to learn more about the characters that I didn't know about at the time. So it kind of expanded my knowledge of Marvel and of the universe at the time. But
Same.
Funny, I went to the next day at school. I brought my binder in, and I remember showing my friends, and like everybody was crowded around. And I guess I was the first one out of all of us that like kind of stumbled into masterpieces. And like we, like kids, 5th grade or whatever, at recess, we would play football or basketball or just mess around. For the next like 2 months, it was just, all right, we're just going to all sit by the jungle gym, and we're going to look at each other's binders and trade cards. Cause like everybody was into it, which is like, I hear a lot of the time, like when you're in like a niche hobby, like, Marvel or Star Wars or whatever, a lot of the times I've heard stories like people kind of were like outcasts because of that. Not where I went to school. Like everybody loved it. And especially when masterpieces came out, like that was the thing. Like it was, and there was no internet at the time and no way to like see the whole set. Like you had to just kind of buy cards and see them all. Like that was the only way to see them all, was to look at your friends' cards and get your own and whatever. Like, but it was cool. Like I think it took me like 3 hours whenever my mom got me that box of cards for my birthday to like get through everything. And I was just, I was swimming in the cards, like
enjoying it.
And that was at the time when like you could put like a base set and a half together from a box.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which was awesome. So then I had all these cards to trade. It was awesome time to be a kid. Awesome time.
I agree. And yeah, we had our whole lunch table, man, was Marvel cards. There was a table next to us who was doing Pokemon, but we were doing Marvel cards, and it was full, you know what I mean? It was all of us, we were hanging out and trading, and we got all the cards that were I remember, going through the Simpson cards, basically there was like a whole rotation, but Marvel was always heavy. Like you mentioned, it was basically our whole generation went through this, right? Like you got to high school and it was like, nah, like there's more things I'm more interested in now, and they kind of just, those cards went in a binder or the basement or the attic, and you kind of forgot about them for a little while. And then, like COVID happened, and then you're like, oh my God, these are back, and they're kind of expensive, and what's going on? You got nothing to do, and so that's how I got back into it too. So it's awesome to hear relatable stories. Yeah, it is. And it's still like, even now, like every once in a while, if I'm just, sitting around, I'll take a binder out and I'll just flip through. I've flipped through the 2020, the Dan set, like so many times that I still, like the other day I was flipping through that binder, just looking for a card to animate, but still like stopping in my tracks and be like, this, like, how does he do this? Like how? It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And then when you learn about the missing Marvels and the additional works that he did, and I scooped up a few of those. I couldn't not have a few of them. I'm still chasing a couple, but in time, I guess. But like, I saw he did a Howard the Duck. I'm like, yeah, dude, give me that now, please. Like, how did that not make it into the set? It's got such like a LA noir like kind of style
yeah,
to
yeah.
it. It's dope. Yeah, it's
So
like
cool.
great work.
Yeah, and then the Carnage and the Green Goblin. Those are the three I have of those.
Yeah, the Green Goblin's really cool.
Yeah, I love how he did, because it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like retro Green Goblin now, but you don't see it a lot. The way he did Norman's hair with that, like, you know what I mean? His hair is like
the thatched patch.
Yeah,
like the way the pattern is.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's almost like the animated Spider-Man series.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Word. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I know when I remember watching him in an interview one time. He said that he made it to where the mask was the main character in that card.
Yeah.
To where like that's the focal point, to where it's like the character's the mask.
Yep.
That's why you don't really see Norman at all. You just see the back of his head.
It looks like they're just kind of looks like the mask is talking to him.
Word. Well, yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah. That shit cracked his mind. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you kind of touched on this, but like, are you approaching these videos more as a collector, a filmmaker, an artist, or like a combination of all those?
With what I do?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, that's a good question. I don't know how I approach them. It's just, it's kind of just something I do. I don't have a good answer for you.
So I guess I would say when you see the card, do you already see the animation in your head where you're like, oh, this is the scene that's going on here?
Sometimes I do. So one of the cards that I wanted to do like immediately was the Domino from Dan's set. But again, like with the Venom, it's her profile. She's holding the gun up and she's on like a purple textured background.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do I do with this? And I was having, oh man, if he's watching now, he's going to kill me. I don't remember who exactly I was DMing with on Instagram. And I mentioned that I wanted to do that card. And he sort of gave me an idea, like, why don't you have her, she's lucky. Why don't you have her dodge a bullet or something? And I'm like,
okay,
great. I think it was Darth Biz is his handle. And
shout out.
Yeah, shout out. I'm like, yeah, it's a really good idea. Okay, how the hell am I going to make a bullet fly at her? And figured it out. And that's another one, like, mostly because I love Dan's work with that, not what I did with it. Like, that's one of my favorite cards that I've worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like sometimes the idea is like a layup. Like I did the Archangel from 92, Joe's Archangel. And it's like, this is easy. Like, just add motion around him. I had an idea to have an airplane fly over him and cast a shadow on him when it flew over. And that was it. Called it a day. And like sometimes they don't need a lot. They just need like a little something. And that's it. Like I do get carried away every once in a while with them. Like the Weapon X card, it was a masterpiece card. Weapon X when he's up in the mountains. I think it was Boris's work, if I'm remembering correctly. But it's Weapon X. He's got the helmet on. And he's just kind of like this with his claws, and he's on like a mountain range. So immediately I'm like, okay, wind gusts, snow, have his hair move, like have everything moving in the wind. And then I'm like, okay, we'll have helicopters fly through too, with like all this other stuff happening. Sometimes it works adding a little more. There's been a lot of times I've worked on cards and I'm like, this is too much. Like it's getting away from kind of like the principles of that I like to stick to when I do these. And I'm just adding too much and it doesn't look like the card anymore. It just looks like this visual fiasco. So there's been a lot of times when I've taken stuff out, which is a bummer because it's a process. Like in an average, a card takes me like 6 hours, between 6 to 12 hours. I think the most I've ever spent on one was 24, like a full day. But yeah, sometimes they just need a little something but sometimes, like I said, the more you like the Ghost Spider one I did, Dan's Ghost Spider, that was another one. Like, what do I do with this? Like, if I had to, like, the way I do the cards, and I'm kind of meandering all over the place now, but like this will lead back into my point. The way I start is like I take a card, it's a flat image, right? So I have to separate that and create layers out of it.
Yeah.
So I do that in Photoshop. And I had separated the Ghost Spider card and just left it be, and because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. And then I was watching one of the Spider-Verse movies. I'm like, why don't I just do something like in the Spider-Verse movie? Like, I'll have like, you know how that card is? It's like a 3-tiered panel, and it's Gwen without the mask up top. It's Ghost Spider in the middle, and it's the thugs on the bottom. So I'm like, why don't I slide the panels in, make the thugs move, like do all this other crazy stuff. And I kind of went nuts on that card, but I think it came out pretty well. If like that was one where if I kept it simple, I don't think it would have worked as well. So everyone is, that's what's fun about them too. Everyone is different. Like I'd never approach a card the same way, like ever. Like there's elements that I carry over from card to card, or like I'll create an element, or I'll generate like rain or snow or particles or magic bursts or whatever that I'll reuse from card to card and just kind of, you know, play with the color, or I'll reshape it a certain way. So like starting out initially, it was tough because I didn't have a lot of those assets created. But the more cards I worked on, the more reusable elements I have. So it kind of expedites certain things now. Like, so it's, yeah, the more I've worked on them, the less time consuming they've become, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause you're building the assets.
Yeah. And to your point, you had mentioned just like how they're like short burst. So when I first started doing them, I think the Ghost Rider one in particular sticks out to me. The Joe's Ghost Rider from '92. I think the animation loop was like 45 seconds, and it took forever. And once my Instagram got big enough that I could look into like insights on like data and stuff, like I looked at it, I'm like, people are clicking away in like 10 seconds. Like, why am I animating like almost a minute worth of a card? Like, no. So like everyone I do is like 14, between like 14 and 16 seconds now. And,
look at you using the tools available.
Yeah. Put the data to work, you know?
That's it, man. That's great. That's a great point and a great, advice out there. You know, a lot of people aren't doing that when they're creating, videos. Because actually, I was going to ask that. Are you trying to keep these within a certain time frame? And why would you be doing that? I guess you want it for that's how long people are actually eyes on, and or that's all you need to get the point across in the card.
Yeah,
without adding too much and being busy.
Yeah, I think my average view time is like 9 seconds. It's around 9 seconds, which like my videos are usually, or the animations are usually, like I said, between 14 and 16 seconds. But when I upload them, I double them. Like every card I do loops seamlessly. So like for I know there's a couple people that follow me that are into motion graphics, and like that's kind of like low key my favorite part of doing these is trying to find a way to loop the card where you don't notice that it's looping. So I put a lot of thought into that, and like that's kind of the first thing I think about before anything. It's like, how am I going to restart this animation without anybody noticing that I've restarted the animation? And there's only been a couple times where I just couldn't figure out a way to do it. I'm just like, whatever, I'm just going to leave it. Like Jim Lee's X-Men #1 cover. Couldn't figure out a way to loop it. I'm like, you know what? Don't care. It needed a little while to unfold anyway. So that one's a little longer. It's like 20 seconds. It doesn't need to loop. It could just start over.
Yeah, true. Our boy Nick is saying, Still Motion, I'd like to see you animate your own original art. He's seen your posts with your drawings, man. They're great.
Thank you.
I agree.
I never even thought to animate anything I've drawn.
Yeah, there you go. Now you got the idea. That bug's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the X-Men #1 with Jim Lee, that was awesome. The Battle Room, right? Danger Room. That's always freaking crazy.
So you know what's cool about that is I have a lot of Instagram friends on the community now. His handle is Logan James. He went to a convention with Jim Lee where he was signing.
Cool.
And he showed him the Danger Room, and like Jim Lee just saw something I did. That's so cool. Like
That is cool.
it's like it's happened a handful of times where the artists have either commented or reached out directly to me, and it's like every time it happens I turn into a child again. Like, this is the coolest thing in the world. Like I did Julie Bell's I did one of Julie Bell's storm cards, and she commented on it. I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like,
That's cool.
That's like the best, like, for whatever social media is or isn't, like, it's so incredibly cool, like, to be able to connect with these, like, the artists. Like, I've chatted with Dan a few times. Like, it's so cool. Like, it never gets old. Whenever it does happen, I see it and I'm just like, I could be having the worst day ever, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, Dimitri Patelis just liked one of the things I did of his pieces of art. Like, awesome.
Shout out Dimitri.
It's great. He actually he had me do one of his Venom pieces. I don't think it was card art, but yeah, that was a blast working on it. And I showed him what I did, and he's like, well, why don't you try this out? Like, so he kind of helped the animation process. It was very cool. It was very cool.
That was awesome. To get, especially when, like, Julie Bell comments. That's got to be like,
yeah, it was cloud nine that day.
So, like, what is it about card art that translates so well into motion?
I think it's because it's kind of confined to a small space. Like, it's just enough to do something interesting with, and it's not too much that it's like overbearing and difficult to work with. Like, I've done a few comic covers, and it's more difficult doing those. Like, well, Jim Lee's, like, his X-Men 1, those were like a series of covers that kind of like fit together. But I did 63 X-Men #1. And, like, it's just, it's like a taller space. It was just different than what the cards are. And it's more challenging, and it's just kind of more difficult to find an approach to do something within the space. But yeah, I think card art works perfectly. Just like it's like, I mean, for consumption, it's social media sized, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's perfect for that. Like, you don't have to like crop it or put it in some weird frame to have it look good and, everything on Instagram. Whereas like comic books, the covers are, they're thinner and they're taller, and you kind of lose some of the small stuff that I do. Like, every once in a while, I'll put something in a card where, like, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. So like the Dan's Punisher that I just did from the Missing Marvels, I wanted to keep everything because, like, I kind of have a feeling like I don't want to jump into Dan's head. Like, I can't do that. Like, who can do that? But, like, the way that card is kind of like a calm before the storm. Like, it's Frank looking at the locket of his family, and he's about to go wreck stuff. He's got this sack of guns on his back, right? So, like,
ready to go.
I didn't want to do like anything crazy. I just wanted to make stuff kind of like delicately moving around. And I actually made, you can't really see it on Insta because it's small, but like when I play the card on my TV, you could see it clear as day. I'm like, Frank's got tears coming down his eyes. And like, that's one of those things, like, I put it in, if you see it, awesome. If you don't, it's not taking anything away from the card. And I think I've done that with quite a bit now, where just like little flourishes and stuff, and it's fun. Like I think that's what the studio I was working for in Texas. I would always hide little horror Easter eggs in the videos I would make for people. So like,
oh, cool.
Like legit, like big name clients have like horror Easter eggs in their commercials that they don't even know is there. Like
I was crazy.
I had to do something, and to basically create like simulate like a line of code for an animation I was doing for a software company. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm sneaking LV426 in there from Alien. Like nobody ever picked up on it, but like little stuff like that, or I'll throw like Michael Myers' address in Halloween. Like if I'm ever doing like something where I have to show an address, I'm like, all right, well, this is 45 Lampkin Lane.
That's funny.
Field, Illinois. So yeah, it's fun hiding stuff like that and the stuff that I work on. So.
Well, it shows, you know, the filmmaker part first, you know, the love for film.
Yeah.
So do you think like the videos can make like collectors appreciate details in card art that they might have maybe otherwise overlooked? Like you're bringing more attention to it?
If they do, I mean, if it's something they didn't notice before they looked at something I did, then that's awesome. But personally, I don't think so. Just kind of like circling back to like, you know, if I'm doing one of Boris's cards, Boris did all the heavy lifting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just, if people pick up on certain things that they didn't before, that's awesome. But like, that's kind of not how I look at it.
Right. Okay. And like what makes a piece like motion worthy to you when you're looking for a card?
Background work, like more than anything. Like the subject is a subject, but whatever's going on in the background, like if it's there, then I just need to move it. If there's nothing there, I need to make it. So it's easier when the background is busier.
Okay.
So like the Danger Room, that was another one. I said the Venom card. I'm like, why? I'm thinking like, why am I doing it? Like pounding the keys on my keyboard. Like, why did I start doing this? There's sort of that
a lot
way.
of work.
Yeah, I was sort of that way with the Danger Room. Like, I was happy like jumping into it, and then once I was in it, I'm like, there is so much happening. Why am I doing this? But Joe's second masterpieces set, his Captain America, where it's like, you know, there's a dude beside him on each side and there's explosions happening in the background. Like this concept is already done. Like I just need to make all this stuff kind of like move and fly around, maybe throw, you know, a bomber over there that drops a bomb in the area. Like,
right.
But yeah, I would definitely say like background work. The more the artist has already done, like the easier the concept is and the easier the execution. Not the easier the execution is, but the less I have to think about what to do.
Yeah, it's almost like the storyboard is 70% filled.
Yes. Yeah. It's like having a really, really, really detailed storyboard. Exactly.
Got it. Okay. So it totally makes sense too. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, because every card you've done, you know what I mean? It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And it brings it, you know, it's like, oh my God, I forgot about that card, or oh shit, I forgot. And then I pull out my binder, or I open up collectus.com, shout out guys. And you can open up these sets and see these cards that you almost forgot about, you know what I mean? You remember like the most popular cards, like you know, but you're like, oh shit, that, you know, there's 40 something other cards in that set, and then you open it up and you're like, oh, you get thrown back to that nostalgia part of it, you know what I mean? And brings you back. So
I'm glad you mentioned Collectus. They've been great. Like whenever I do a card, I like to I'd like to just like take a high-res picture of it, just set up good lighting, snap a picture of it. I'll work off my picture. But like whenever I want to do a card and I don't have it, it's always, not always, but it can be kind of a pain finding an image high res enough to work off of. And then when Collectus came around, that's basically where I go now. If I don't have the card itself and I can't take my own picture of it, I'll jump on Collectus, and the images people upload there are high res enough to work off of. So I'm like, this is like, it's like a bottomless pit for me now. Like whenever I need something, I don't have to like scour Google for it. I could just jump on Collectus and grab it.
Yeah, and there's some beautiful original art through the, you know, backlog catalogs, the archive of Marvel cards. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you do. You got a card that you're going to be working on next? So you got ideas to what you're already working on?
I don't know. Like that's another thing. Like I've been doing this long enough right now that I've kind of tackled everything top of mind that I wanted to do. And now it's like, it's not like, I wouldn't call it stumble upon, but like when I'm flipping through my cards or something, like I'll just see a random card. I'm like, yeah, this will work. I'm going to work on this. Like there's really no thought process for me selecting a piece of art to work on now. It's just kind of like I stumble on something and I'll do it. Like I do eventually want to hit all of the 92 set, because that's when I first started doing this, that's all I was doing was the 92 set. And there's actually a couple cards that I've already done that I'd like to go back and redo, because I've, you know, the more I've done this, I figured out better workflows. I figured out how to make things look better than when I initially had started doing it. Like the Silver Surfer from 92 is one I definitely like to go back and do. There's a handful of others like the Storm, the Daredevil. I forgot to say that Daredevil is a character that I love. Daredevil. Like X-Men were always my number one, but I've always had just an affinity for Daredevil. I love how, not to meander too much, but I just love how not small scale, but like intimate his universe is. Like there's no existential crisis. There's no space bugs. There's no finger snaps. It's just Hell's Kitchen and stuff going on in Hell's Kitchen.
Gritty street level.
Gritty, like I just got done because I had dropped Disney Plus a while back, and I was gonna resubscribe when X-Men and Born Again season 2 came out. I finally did that, and I caught up on Born Again season 2, and I was like, man, I'm so glad. Like I had a baseline level of fear when Disney scooped up the Netflix show. Like,
yeah.
Okay, I was happy, but like, are they gonna kind of like, lack of a better word, like neuter it now? Because Netflix killed it with that show. Like it was incredible. They didn't neuter it. Like it's,
oh no, it's still dark.
Oh my God. The second season, like Bullseye is like, he's killing people with like lobster claws. Like this is crazy.
Twisted.
Yeah.
It was definitely a fun change to watch, you know, and I totally agree. I had the same, you know, fears to say, you know, about it. And I went into it and I was like, I'm satisfied. I'm ready for another season. Let's see where they go with this.
Absolutely.
I was hoping it'd be like the comics, where Foggy's actually still alive and the whole storyline where he comes back, but they kind of didn't, you know, but it's all good.
I was like, that first episode of Born Again season, I was like, what does he die in like the first 5 minutes of the first episode? Like,
yeah, he dies pretty quick.
It kind of was just like, it didn't off-put me, but I'm like, there's been a few times where I've seen characters die in shows where it just hit me, and I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to continue now. Like, I love Foggy. He's gone. It sucks. Like Opie and Sons of Anarchy. Like when he, not to spoil it for anybody, that's an old show.
It's been out long enough.
Yeah. But like, oh my God. Like I was binge watching that show, and then that episode happened, and I didn't watch another episode of that show for like 2 weeks. I had to recover.
I think the same thing happened to me with Game of Thrones, because my favorite character was Ned Stark. I was like, oh yeah, I love that guy, and then he totally gets, you know, beheaded in front of his kids and shit. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna kill this character, but it's gonna be brutal. It's like, no, like don't do that to him, please.
Yeah, well, it's the writers. You gotta blame the writers.
Yeah.
Always got to blame those pesky writers. It makes a good plot.
I mean, at the end of the day, like it's good writing. Like it was like moments like that are tough to get through, but like it serves the higher purpose of pushing the narrative. So
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
how you
Very
get
true.
stuff. You need weighty moments to get stuff to resonate sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I mean, yeah, Fire just said it. I like when Bullseye killed that guy by spitting a tooth at him.
Yeah.
That's all it takes sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love it. Daredevil's one of the coolest characters. I like street level stuff. I was real happy with Netflix. I'm excited to see, Luke Cage was at the end of the show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Spoiler, but yeah, I'm looking to see what they do with that because I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, they kind of hinted at the Defenders at the end of the first season, but like when the first time you see Jessica Jones, like you see her daughter and you just see her legs walk in and she was wearing like purple socks. I'm like, oh shit, that's Jessica Jones, isn't it? And then like she goes outside, she handles business, she comes back in. I'm like, that's awesome. I love Jessica Jones. I thought that show was like super underrated.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Purple's that's twisted.
Yeah.
It's a twisted villain. You know what I mean? So she's gone through some shit, like that was a horrible storyline. I mean, great story premise, but what happened was just, ooh, man, that's what really made you feel bad for her and everything. So
yeah, and Kristen Ritter, like, I don't think they could have done a better job casting Jessica Jones. She's so good.
Yeah, she plays the role very well. Very
Yeah.
well. I was happy to see all them recast, back into the Disney line. So yeah, it makes you wonder, like, are they doing all of them? Are we going to get, the Iron Fists back, or like? So it's fun. We'll see. I'm excited. I haven't heard anything. Have you ever heard anything about it?
I haven't.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen in Marvel? Isn't D23 this weekend?
I think
D23 is this weekend. Might be wrong. I think it's this weekend. If it is this weekend, we'll definitely get information for Disney Plus, because usually they leave stuff for D23 for TV stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I think I don't want to say for certain, but I'm 99.9 that I heard that Daredevil is coming back for the season. I don't see how it wouldn't because of the way it ended in season 2, but like I think I did read somewhere that they already got renewed, and I think X-Men 97 is coming back again. I don't know why they would stop that until they release a movie like that's. Please keep making X-Men stuff. I miss the X-Men so much.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we got a 2028 movie coming, right?
Yeah, it's the Fox X-Men are fine, but like it's just not my X-Men. Like, we grew up with the cartoon, and like I've been waiting so long to see those X-Men on the screen, like live action. So like I'm pumped. I can't wait until Marvel drops their X-Men movie.
Yeah. Let's just we can only hope that they handle it correctly. I mean, as long as Kevin Feige's involved heavily, I believe we'll get a true X-Men iteration, because he's a very big fan of it. That was his first, he first worked on the Fox X-Men, so it's like brings it back. So I'm hoping we get something very, very strong and good. I'm curious. Did you see Spider-Man?
I haven't seen Spider-Man yet. I'm waiting to go see that with the nephews.
Okay, great movie. It's not a good movie. It's a great movie.
And like I kind of like the MCU. I kind of fell off after Endgame. I don't know whether it was just like fatigue or whatever it was, but I remember I threw on the Doctor Strange sequel. And I'm just like, it's just not doing it for me. Like, like I'm not like trying to hate on it or whatever. It just wasn't for me. And I think it was fatigue more than anything. Cause like the way that Marvel or Kevin Feige, I should say, approached that was like, that was like a decade's worth of build leading up to Endgame. You know, you
Yeah.
had all the standalone movies. You had time to connect with all the characters. You know, it was just it was a perfect slow burn. And I just remember watching Endgame, and I'm like, the portal scene where everybody comes back. I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah, bro. I don't know that'll ever be recreated.
like literally, like I can count on one hand how many times I've sat in a movie theater and have like felt my arm hair stand up. Like, yeah, that was one of them. It was just
on
like,
your left. You're like,
yeah,
what? No fucking way.
and that doesn't happen without, you know, that 10-year build leading up to it. Like,
Yeah.
the emotional weight of all that paid off. So and then it just kind of, everything just started kind of feeling a little samey to me after Endgame. And I do think the Spider-Man movies are an outlier because I enjoyed all of those. Like, Tom Holland's perfect, like perfect.
Yeah, he's a good Spider-Man.
And the Spider-Verse movies, just because, you know, I kind of have an affinity for animation, and that's not exactly my wheelhouse, but like just looking at what they did with those and how stylized they are, like I remember watching the first Spider-Verse movie. I'm like, this is like incredible. Like, I wish I could talk to these animators and pick their brain and be like, how do y'all's brains work? Because like, how, like, you know, just like with the card art, it's crazy how talented some people are in the stuff they're able to conceive, and like the concepts they're able to put out and execute to the level that they do. Just like, there's so much going on in the animation with the Spider-Verse movies, like just like textures and colors and like I can't even wrap my head around it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Very, very fun. The movies, you know, I don't have any issues with them other than I wish they came out faster. I wish there wasn't such a huge gap in between.
Yeah, I mean, they need the time. Like with the Spider-Verse movies anyway, they need that time. Like,
oh, of course. Yeah. You know, it's obviously known that they need to do it. It's all hand done. So it's like, it's a lot of work. So
that's like, I don't know if you're a gamer or not, but like GTA 6, like everybody keeps complaining that it gets delayed. I'm like, dude, I grew up with like Nintendo. When we bought video games, they were like done. I don't want them to rush anything and it comes out and it's just this broken mess. Just like,
yeah, I don't want patches on patches on patches.
Yeah, just keep delaying it until it's ready. Like,
word.
I don't want a broken game. I don't want a broken movie. Like, you know.
Yeah, I hate in the past you buy a game that's broken and you got to wait 2 months for a patch to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even longer, you know what I mean, or a series of patches, and then you're like, I'm not even into this anymore. I wasted, you know, $70, $80. It's like, because my attention span's that fast. So let's get into you know, we both have pretty spoken vocally about opposition to AI generated art. So let's get into like why. What specifically bothers you about AI art?
I don't even know where to begin. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody who, at least in the creative space, dislikes AI as much as me. Like, I think my biggest issue with it from the creative world is like, it takes the agency away from people creatively. It kind of rewards like the appearance of creativity over actual creativity. And you know, like, I'm not saying this stuff because I'm like gatekeeping real art or whatever. AI is not art. Like, it's just not.
No.
Like, I hear the argument all the time, oh, it's just a tool, man. Like, you use Photoshop, and well, Photoshop is a tool. Like, I'm still doing the work.
Yep.
Like, when a digital artist picks up a tablet and they sketch out on it, they're still drawing. Like, like AI, you're ordering a pizza, like, and then you're saying you cooked it. That's all it is. Like, AI, when you use AI to create art, you're ordering takeout and you're pretending like you made the meal. Like, You didn't. And I don't like how it's creating sort of, I'm going to go off on a tangent now. I don't like how it's creating sort of like a conveyor belt of samey slop. Like it all looks the same. Like, I don't know if because I'm like, I work in creative services, I can spot AI like immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like those like cheesy flyers with the paint stroke and that font that's on those little clip art. Like, I'm not even talking about that. It's just like, you could see a piece of animated art or a photo or anything, and it's like, that's not real. Like, there's something hollow and plastic about it. Like,
yeah, you could almost feel like something's missing. Your eye catches it. Like that doesn't feel right. Doesn't look right.
And it all is just, it's very samey. Like I think it's all very samey because AI can't create anything. It can just look at what already exists and cobble together your prompt out of things it's finding that it scraped unethically from creative people.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's directly stolen anything from me. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, but like, I've seen AI slop that like, this kind of looks like this artist, or this kind of looks like this artist. And like, it never looks like something wholly original because it can't create anything wholly original. It can just create stuff, like I said, that's based upon art that already exists, that's based upon movies that already exist. Like, I just think I think it's moving backwards. I think about my nephews a lot too with AI, because both of my nephews, they're younger. One of them's 13. One of them is about to turn 12. They're fantastic artists, fantastic, like way better than I was when I was a kid. And I don't want, like, I'm not sure if they're aware of AI yet, but you know, you're a kid and you see something and it's that instant gratification of, and you know, you're a kid, you're like, look what I made. And like, not knowing that you didn't make that, you just told this agent to make it and it made it for you. Like, I don't want to see my nephews put their pencils down because they're getting the instant gratification of, I just made Spider-Man fighting Godzilla on top of a unicorn in the Pacific Ocean, or whatever that, you know, whatever their heads would come up with. Like, I don't want it to stunt their growth creatively. And like I said, I don't know if they're aware of it yet, but I know like a lot of I work with younger people, and it's like, you're so talented. Why are you like pausing, you know, why are you pausing your process to do this? Like, this is like a TV dinner. Like, pick your pencil back up, please. You're so good at it. Just keep going. I think one of the best things I heard, one of my mentors with what I do, somebody I used to work with in Texas, I'm going to kind of paraphrase this. He said that AI is talented people who use AI, I do have to paraphrase. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he something along the lines of, if you're a talented person and you start using AI, you're going to become mediocre. If you're a mediocre person using AI, you're going to become dumb. If you're a dumb person using AI, you're going to become useless. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of like nail on the head. Like, I don't know if it would be in our lifetime or not, but with like how heavy everybody's pushing AI, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Wall-E, but it's like, are we just going to be all like, you know, sitting in a chair with our visors on, not doing anything while artificial intelligence handles living our lives for us? Like, because that would suck.
Yeah, like Wall-E, we're all in those chairs.
Yeah, we're just in the chairs drinking Slurpees and AI is doing everything. Like,
yeah, but it has its own secret agenda, like the autopilot. Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. And you know, like to what metaphor you used earlier with the pizza, it's not even just like that. It's I think there's a whole nother layer where it's like the cheese is from Pizza Hut, and the crust is from Domino's, because it doesn't know how to make it. It's only referencing things because that's all it does. It's pulling like it's like, oh, I like the way Dave Palumbo does this, or I like the way Julie Bell does this, or Boris, or this artist, or Miles Wool, and then it pulls all these different artists and then it blends them together, and it's like, look what it created, and you're all smiling with that dopamine hit because it did it in the 14-15 seconds, and you're just happy with it. Meanwhile, it's like, no, it's not creating a thing. It's stealing somebody's concept or idea, or proof of concept or process. So I'm not a fan of it. I don't think when it comes to art, it's a tool. I like you. I don't. It's not like Photoshop. It's not like Canva, where you can just you're touching something that you're creating yourself. It steals proofs of concept, and I've always been never really liked the way it looks. Now, is it a good way to maybe get something out of your head that you couldn't draw yourself? Maybe that's how I would see would be a tool, but is that necessarily for you to then put out? Or would that be more necessarily like a way for you to visualize a concept inside of your head? Like, let's say you want to design a car, but you've never designed a car before. Be like, I have a really cool idea for a car. I can see that being the tool, because it can maybe, you can work with it. It's almost like bouncing an idea of those things. But if you're just trying to say, like, I want to create this masterpiece or card art or something, it's not being original. It has more control of what it's going to produce than what you do, giving it prompts or whatever, direction. So that's where I have a problem with, because it's not like you mentioned before, where a graphic designer has a tablet, or and they're working on their tablet, or a pen, pencil, or whatever they're utilizing to create their medium. This is like skewing through the internet and going like, oh shit, I like how this person made that here, and I like how that person made that. It's kind of what they're looking like, and it'll throw something at you. And so that's where it's like, it's garbage, and like you said, it's lifeless, it's soulless, it's missing something, and you can detect it. So I'm not for it. I always feel like a human hand is definitely supposed to be involved when it comes to art, and I'm always appreciative of the process that goes through it, because I've had the honor to interview artists on here and talk to them, meet them in person, and you got to respect the work that goes into it, because the visualization, the creativity, the imagination, all of it that goes down, and then to be able to actually put it onto a piece of paper and create this world or beautiful image is something that we don't want to lose, right? I mean, like you said it, we don't want to see the kids lose it. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I remember writing letters to people, like notes, because we didn't have like phones, we didn't have text messages. So you would like write notes to people. You'd fold them into like a little football, flick them across to you, or hand them at the locker or whatever. And it was like a 2 or 3 page note. Yo, I couldn't do that now if you asked me to. Yo, my hand would be tired. I'd probably spell words wrong because I'm so reliant now on autocorrect when I text people words. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. That's gone. You know what I mean? Like, even when I type emails for work, it was like autocorrect fixes it before I even realized, like, oh yeah, I spelled that word wrong. So it's like those little things like wear us down, and we don't even think that we're giving up those liberties, to where it's like, oh yeah, I probably would be a better speller if I actually wrote shit down. I just think it's I always think it's funny, because that's how I relate to it. I'm like, oh, I used to be able to write like a whole note, a letter, a book, maybe shit, I don't know, but now I can't. And then it's like you said with kids, they're drawing or they're used to it. But now you can get this quick, little thing out. And it's so funny when you walk around to a place and you're like, oh man, that sign is definitely AI. And then you look at the place across and you're like, it almost looks exactly the same design or font concept. You're like, that's horrible looking. But they're like, oh, they're justified. Oh, well, I didn't have to hire someone, or it was cheap. I could have did it for free. But you're like, yeah, but that's the purpose. You're supposed to hire somebody. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, I think like I said, I work for a marketing agency, and they're where I work pushes AI pretty heavily. Like, I'm always being asked how I'm implementing it in the video, and I still really haven't had a good answer because I'm not like I mean, inherently, I've been using AI for 20 years. Like, when I'm rotoscoping something in After Effects, like the roto brush, like I'll make a selection of the subject and it'll propagate, and like that technically is artificial intelligence doing that. But like, I'm not using AI to like create my work for me. Like Photoshop is AI. It is like there are so like when I make the cards and when I'm doing my layer separation, like say I cut the Punisher out of a card and I create a layer just out of him. Now I have this big Punisher shaped hole where he used to be in the card. I have to fill that in somehow.
Yep.
So Photoshop has an option called content aware fill where it'll take you basically like make a selection around the cutout, and content aware fill will use parts of the image that's still there to fill in the gap. And it doesn't do a perfect job, but it doesn't need to, because I only need a little bit of space that's going to peek out. Like if I'm moving the Punisher's arm up, technically all I need is that space under his arm to look good. I don't need everything behind where I cut him out to look good.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been times I've even hand drawn stuff like the Gambit card from 92 Masterpieces. He's got the bow, like, and I have him kind of moving it up and down. Like, I could not get a good result from Photoshop's content aware fill when I was trying to plug that hole. I'm like, this will take me like 2 seconds to draw out his chest plate. So I just sketched out his chest plate roughly. I took a picture of it, dropped it into my Photoshop file, colored it, and I plugged my hole that way. So, nice. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It just, AI feels gross. I just don't like it. And it's like, if we have this technology, like, why does it feel like the first thing we're trying to do with it is come for the heads of creative professionals? Like, I don't know, maybe we can put all of this effort and all of this intelligence into like curing terminal illness instead of making these crappy flyers, like, yeah. I don't know. It seems like there are better uses for it, but it's just very heavy in the creative space right now, and it's just a bummer.
Well, it's already leached into our community. You've got I can't remember the name of the account, but Matt Fuller's brought it up. OCD Marvel Sketch Cards with what they do is they the seller they hire these. I don't know who the artists are, but they print out like an overlay of AI design, and then they have the artist color in, ink it and then color it in, and then they try to sell it off as it's a piece. And some of them are just copies of basic like comic covers, zoomed in pieces of other art, and it's like, so
the AI is producing like the line art to it, and then
and that it's basically like making a color book for somebody, and then an okay artist is then lining over it and then filling it in and everything, coloring it, and then selling it off as an original sketch.
Yeah,
which is crazy. It's like, and it's the scams are out there, so you got to be careful. Fraud. It's being used. Any new technology can be manipulated and used in a nefarious way. So
yeah,
you got to watch out and know who you're buying from, and know who an artist is, and be familiar with. I always reference some good friends when I'm like, I don't know that auto, the autograph. So I'll be like, who is this autograph? And they'll be like, oh yeah, that's who that is. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But you just got to make sure you're doing your homework with some of these pieces, because
Yeah.
AI could do some garbage shit, you know. I think that's how it could financially impact, you know, some artists. I mean, what happens if like on digital, you know, we have, what do you got, Marvel Snap, and you've got Tops, whatever Tops's thing is called, I forgot what it's called, the digital thing.
Yeah, Tops Marvel Collect, I think.
There you go. Yep, that's what it is. So like who's to stop an artist from you know, trying to create some, or Tops from saying, forget artists, we'll use AI to create art and then kick artists out altogether.
Yeah.
And it's just AI generated digital art, which is that's where I'd be worried to see corporations moving towards.
Yeah. I mean, some of them feel like they're actively trying to go in that direction. Like I don't think, I would hope Tops wouldn't have the stones to try anything like that. Cause I think like when they first got the license and they were just kind of doing what they were doing, like there was an uproar right off the rip about it. Like,
yeah,
the artificial scarcity that Tops creates, and just it, like a lot of the art was just like, all right, I've seen this image so many times in so many sets. Like,
yeah, and to give them, you know, like stand on, it takes some time to have artists create original art for sets to come out.
Totally.
And we have been seeing an increase in original art in their sets. So, and some really cool pieces, you know, like the reflections are cool. So there's some cool, and supposedly they got a whole set coming out
I heard about that.
You know, majority original art. So
not even just the OA though, like the first Chrome set they put out last year, I just looked at them like it's fine. Like it's nothing I wanted to collect.
No, it's
the Chrome set they just put out, not bad. Like it was like a lot of the art they selected for that. Like the first Chrome set seemed just like they just took anything and just slapped it on a card. And I don't think I think a lot of comic art doesn't translate well into a card, but like this most recent set they put out, like I wasn't paying any attention to it really. And a friend of mine asked if I had seen any of it. I'm like, no, I don't think it's for me. And he's like, no, you should check it out. Like like what I'm seeing is pretty good. He was right. Like they did I'm not just going to hate on Tops just to hate on Tops. Like I want them to put out good stuff. And I think this latest Chrome set was a step in the right direction, other than the lack of availability, which I hope gets addressed at some point.
Yeah. I don't know if that ever will. That's that whole, you know, false scarcity where the public seems to not get the product, but breakers are getting it ahead of time and unlimited amounts of boxes.
Yeah, even the dude at my LCS, like when I was in there right before Tops took over, and he was sweating, and he's like, I'm not going to be able to get product. Like I can get Upper Deck. Like Tops is very stingy with what they'll allow to hit my store. Like that sucks. Like I like supporting my LCS, you know, like there's a handful of breakers. Like I don't really get into a lot of breaks. Every once in a while I'll get bored and hop in, and I have my small handful of breakers that I enjoy and trust. And like, you can tell that they're into it too. That means something to me. I'd rather spend my money with this person than like sports dude bro blowover from, you know, the Tops universe or the Fanatics universe that all of a sudden has like 50 cases of Chrome that he's unloading. Like, no.
Yeah, it's insane. Or like the background is just like boxes upon boxes upon boxes, and you're like, what the hell, man? I just wanted one hobby box to open, you know. Like,
and it's a bummer now too, because like I got, like, my nephews are into cards now, and it's like, if Upper Deck still had the license, like it'd be way easier to still share that with them. And it's just a bummer now. Like my nephew just turned 13, so I bought him I actually got him a box of Fleer Ultra Avengers that I got at a good price. But like,
okay, cool.
He like sooner or later the Upper Deck stuff's going to dry up, and I mean, it's still out there now, but even the Upper Deck stuff now, because it's drying up, is getting so expensive. Like,
yes,
there's a box of renditions at my LCS right now that I want to get, but I'm like, he's got it up for like $400. I'm like, I like this set a lot, but not that much.
I don't think it's $400.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, that's what it's, you know, it's priced for what it's selling for in the aftermarket online, so I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But it's just a bummer. Like, it's something I would like to, it's something I'd like to still share with my nephews and continue doing, but it's just going to get harder if the prices keep getting bloated. And like, you know, I could get blasters or whatever, they're fine, but like, my nephew knows, my oldest nephew, he knows about hobby boxes. Like, he doesn't want a blaster.
Word. And so, you know, well, that's the whole thing. We are meant to be buying mega boxes and hobby and blaster boxes. Hobby boxes are not meant for us. So if you want to buy a box, you got to get a mega box.
Yep.
So and then even those go up in price quickly unless you get the pre-order.
Yeah. I do have to say, like, every once in a while I'll grab, not every once in a while, I think I've ripped 3 boxes of Batman metal. Like, I'm not anti-DC. Like, I love Batman. Like, best villains, his Rogues Gallery, that's the best set of villains, like,
yes,
across any medium, in my opinion. Like,
agreed.
So like,
stacked.
Whenever I need to scratch my rip itch, like, I'll grab something Upper Deck's doing with DC. I cannot wait. Like, I know they haven't like formally announced it. I can't wait until they do DC masterpieces. Like, I'm so
word.
That. Like,
yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that.
Like, I don't even know what artist I'd like to see tackle it, but like, just the thought of like a Batman, the Battle Spectres are my favorite inserts, like, for any set. And just like a Batman Joker Battle Spectre, like, yeah, please.
Yeah, I'd be very much into that because, man, I would hope like Absolute Batman would be in it in some way, like at least one of the cards or something, or I don't know. I would very much want to see DC Masterpiece, and I wonder if the artist is already selected for that. You know, I think of these things.
Yeah, I think about it all to like, and just like what like obscure characters I'd like to see. Like, was never really into him until I played the Arkham games, but I love Victor Zsasz.
Okay.
And villain. He'll like, I'm gonna get gross. Like, he kind of like he does the a notch for everybody that he's a serial killer, but it's like a cool concept for a villain. Like, he would be great for a Masterpieces set, and it's just like all these other obscure Batman villain, like Calendar Man. Like, can I?
Yeah, I was just actually gonna say Calendar Man.
Yeah, like, it's so cool.
Yeah, it would have to be like almost like you know, Batman Masterpieces.
Yeah, it probably like, I'm not gonna lie and say I know like too much outside of Batman and Superman when it comes to DC. That's where my knowledge basically is with those two universes. But yeah, if it's Batman heavy, I'll pre-order as much as I could pre-order.
Oh, I'm there with you. We'll do a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's like the Superman universe, Batman. I mean, I'm familiar with like Justice League or Super Friends. So like, you know, you got Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter,
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
he's cool. He's cool.
Are you Swamp Thing?
I'm more of a John Constantine. I like John Constantine. Very cool.
Yeah,
I like the House of Mysteries.
Yep.
Zortana. So anything like the magic stuff in DC, I'm a fan of.
Yeah. I like the two Swamp Thing movies were, you know, the way it was when we were kids, like, you kind of just had what you had. So like, I was lucky enough that we had HBO when I was a kid, and my dad used to tape movies off of HBO for me all the time. And two of the movies he taped for me were the two Swamp Thing movies. First one's kind of like dark, borderline horror film. The second one is just slapstick nonsense, and I love it. It's like,
yeah, that's the one I saw. I think
movies I've ever seen. Like, I watch it once a year. It's great.
Yeah. I definitely saw the slapstick one. from I was like the 90s or late 80s, whatever that was.
He's like fighting bad guys that are wearing like literal like Halloween it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. To me, I'm a Man Thing fan because I like the way Man Thing looks compared to the way Swamp Thing looks.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Swamp Thing looks like a man and Man Thing looks like a swamp.
Yeah.
So it's like I always found that to be a little funny thing. And they were roommates in college, so it just adds to the whole like, oh, why don't I collect Man Thing, Swamp Thing? But yeah, I don't know. I when it comes to DC, I was PCing Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. I like her. And then what just came? Oh, I just secured Mark Brooks just released Absolute Batman number 24 cover, which is 24 is the first appearance of Absolute Batgirl. So that's I just snagged that today, so I'm excited for that to come. And that'll be, I think it's going to be double autoed, so it's going to be signed by Mark and Jagata. So that'll be dope to get. Looking forward to that. But yeah, when it comes to like DC Batman stuff, like Barbara Gordon's cool, and any of the villains, me and my son opened up a lot of the metal, so we went through a bunch of that.
It's a cool set. Like the only like nitpick I have with it is that checklist was so big.
Oh really?
Oh, it was like
200 cards.
Yeah.
More than 200. It was 200. 100 high, 100 low.
Yep.
And then you had inserts and parallels, so it's a lot of cards.
Yeah. Which I guess like for DC, I guess isn't like a terrible thing. Because I don't like what I was saying about like an hour ago now, but what I was saying about like when I started collecting masterpieces and started seeing the characters that I wasn't familiar with, it made me want to learn. Like some of them, like they just like Nightmare. It was the example I gave. I dug into who Nightmare was. Like I would have never known, and I'd have never cared if I didn't see that card and the card didn't sing to me. And like there were a few characters in the Batman metal set, like Condiment King or whatever. I'm like, this is a so I dug into Condiment King, and like, so it's good in that way. But like in terms of like, we all want to hit something big. Like it was a tough set to hit something big. Like I think the best card I pulled was a jambalaya of who was it? Red Hood.
Okay, cool. We had a jambalaya of Catwoman.
Nice.
And we had a red PMG of Catwoman, but the PMG's quality control was trash.
Yeah, they were flaky.
Yeah, they were a little flaky. And then when you tried to call them email them and let them know, there was nothing that they were doing with to replace or trade in the damaged PMGs, which sucked, man. So what are you gonna do, buddy? I
think though the jambalayas they put out for that set were the best. Like I'm not huge into those, but the ones they put out for Batman Metal were dope looking.
Yeah, I totally agree. The Catwoman's fire.
Yeah,
because it's like the animated series Catwoman.
Like
the Selena Kyle one, where you're like, oh shit.
The Poison Ivy one is really cool too.
That is cool. Yeah, it's seen really good ones. You know what I mean? But yeah. I'm a big fan. Did you do any of the animated series cards that came out?
I didn't get a box of those. I think they're still available though. I kind of like. I don't know, like, because it's more or less like it's the same reason I wouldn't want to ever collect like the MCU cards. Like I don't want. I'm not saying that the animated series is just pictures of
a cartoon.
Of a cartoon. Yeah, like, it's still art and it's still tremendous, but like I've seen, like I grew up with that show. Like I still like I have the DVD set. I watch it all the time. So it's like, I want to get a box, but there's nothing
No, I could
I'm
totally,
not
I
throwing
totally
shade
mean what you mean.
at the
Yeah.
set, because the set looks cool, but it's nothing I haven't seen, I guess is the best way I could put it.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean because I don't do MCU sets.
Yeah.
I call them flesh sets when it has real people on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I want art, man. I don't need, like pictures.
And that's the cool thing about Marvel cards. Like I collected sports cards too as a kid, but like those were so much more disposable to me than Marvel cards ever were, because like I'm not saying anybody that plays in the NBA is a bum. They're one of the 500 best basketball players in the NBA, but like if I get someone who's like sixth man off the bench, like I don't care about this card at all. But like I could pull a card out of a Marvel set, and it's like whatever, it's a lower tier character, but the artist cooked with this piece.
Yeah.
So, like I have that appreciation for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that alone could make that unknown character like
Yeah.
the character for the set. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's cool. And I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. If when DC masterpieces or whatever they want to call it comes out, are you looking forward to doing some kind of motion with those cards?
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Have I done anything DC yet? I don't think I've done any. I haven't even done like a DC movie poster. I wanted to do the new Superman movie, but then that dude who I mentioned before that kind of inspired me to start doing movie posters, he did it. I'm like, grand slam, dude. Like, I don't need to do anything with this. But yeah, no, I would love to do something DC. Yeah, especially something Batman. Oh no, I did. Tim Cologne hit me up to do. He did sketch cards for Marvel Metal.
Okay, yeah.
He did a Killing Joke card that was awesome, and he hit me up to animate one of his cards, and he sent me a handful of them. And I looked at his Killing Joke card. I'm like, dude, killed it! Like, this is awesome. So I don't know if you saw that one, but
I don't know. I love Tim's work.
It's the Joker at the door. Like, it's, again, in terms of what I do, like I kind of had to think outside of what he had drawn to like make it work. So like I even added text to this card, and like basically I'll just walk you through the animation. It's a closed door, and then the Joker knocks on it, and I have the text, knock, knock, knock. The door opens, and the Joker steps out of the darkness, lifts the gun, points the gun at the camera, and fires the gun, and then walks through the door.
Yeah.
And it's left with black space, and I did that line of I'm gonna butcher the line now, but like you're one bad day away from becoming me, or whatever.
Oh yeah, just one bad day away.
So I had that come up in the darkness, and then the door shuts, and then it loops again. But like, yeah, that card was awesome to work on. But that, like, glad that popped into my head. That's literally the only DC thing I've done so far.
Okay, yeah, I gotta check that out. Is it on yours or Tim's Instagram?
Tim posted it. I think Tim
It's on Tim's.
did that like shared post thing on Instagram. I'm horrible with social media. You know what I'm talking about? Like you joint post something with someone.
Yeah, collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration. So he did that. So you'd probably find it on his account easier than mine.
Okay, I will look for that because I definitely want to check that out. Because Killing Joke's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah,
it's such a messed up scene that goes on after the shot.
What did you think? Did you see the animated movie they put out for it?
Oh yeah, the one that came out like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was maybe a little more than that, but yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, man.
The joke at the end, the Killing Joke.
Yep.
It's like, I think it's great. I that's what makes me actually enjoy, because I PC the Joker, and Batgirl is who I PC in DC with whatever I can, and the Joker's always been very wild character. I actually have a Neil Adams Joker on the wall, print signed, but not a painting. What do they call it? Gleesh or whatever.
Way.
Yeah, there you go. and it's one bad day away. And
Yeah.
I fucking love it. It's so
Awesome.
good,
But
man.
the Joker, I would love to PC the Joker, but I'm not trying to get evicted because I can't pay my rent. Like I said, the Batman has the best rogues gallery across like anything. Like, who's a better villain than the Joker? And there's been so many iterations of the Joker. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I guess I'll just go to movies like what Jack Nicholson did. He was like hands-off Joker. Like he had his thugs doing everything, just kind of like, you know, a maniacal, not buffoon, like still like intelligent and will wreck stuff, but like more hands-on. And then like like what Heath Ledger did, like that's hands dirty Joker, like straight crazy Joker. Like,
yeah,
I just love how that character can go in so many different directions and still work. You know,
like, totally agree.
Make you laugh or like do like, you know, he could be Killing Joker and be like literally the most psychotic thing in the world. Like,
yeah,
it's super cool.
Yeah, Batman Who Laughs. There's a wild the three Jokers. There's crazy storylines that's where you're like, oh, okay, this is maniacal. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, so like, what's your favorite card that you have in your collection?
It's the Dave Palumbo Battle Spectrum gem, the Cyclops and Mr. Sinister. I would say my second favorite, even though like I'm not the biggest Spider-Man guy, but the first box of 22 masterpieces I bought, my hit in that box was the teal BSG of Spidey and Venom.
Oh wow!
And I didn't realize what I had at the time because that was like my first box back in. I didn't realize like this is a really good card. It's probably like the biggest hit I've ever pulled out of a box. And it was ironic too, because my other hit, my orange, was Magic. And like I said, when I got back into this, it was largely because of the community, like, and just, you know, seeing all these dudes pulling cards and rooting each other on. And it led into me finding Justin's channel, Spidey Hits channel. And
True.
He's an awesome ambassador for this. Like he's like,
yeah,
the joy he exudes from just collecting and all of it, like, and it's genuine. And it's like, so he was a big part of me getting back into collecting, like just watching his videos and seeing his excitement, and like, he's knowledgeable about the art. Like that was a big reason I got back into it. So when I had those two hits, I'm like, the irony of this, because like the Spidey Hits, and then like he's a big Magic collector. I'm like, those are my two hits. So I remember I shot him a DM, and I'm just like, hey, you're a big reason I got back into this, and these are my two hits from this box, my first box back in that I just bought. And ironically enough, it's your two PCs. Like we had a fun little back and forth, and yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, Justin's great people, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. I'm trying to think of what else. I have I think it was from Premiere. It's a shadow box card. I don't even know exactly what the insert was, but it's a Black Cat card. And like Black Cat's another one, like whenever I can, I'll scoop up Black Cat cards because I like her. But it's like it's a shadow box cards of different phases of the art. And I'm almost positive it came out of Premiere. So you see like a rough sketch, then you see the like line work, and then the color. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite cards too. I just love how it's put together. I love the depth to it. I love that there's different phases of the art on it, and the border design is really clean. Like, I mean, I could go off forever.
Shadow Boxes is a really cool insert.
Yeah, it was really cool. Joe's Mr. Sinister from '92 is one of my favorite cards ever.
Oh, very cool. You have any of these graded? They're raw?
I don't grade. Like, it doesn't. It's just not something I like. it's just not something like I'm into. Like I like having my cards not slabbed if I can. Like
That's okay. Yeah. Binder presentation.
binder, I like having them in a binder. I have like out back, I have like under my television back there, I have like a whole line of cards just on stands. Like
Cool.
it, yeah, like I'm not against like buying a graded card every once in a while, but it's not something I actively do. I wouldn't send any of my cards to get graded. Part of that is like paranoia. Like if I send my card off, am I ever going to see it again? Because I've heard a few horror stories. Yeah, it's I guess it's a good thing too, because I know it's not the cheapest thing in the world when you jump into grading.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. I on the fence of grading. I enjoy CGC personally for my collection. I like signature series with CGC. So if there's an opportunity to get something signed or witnessed by somebody at one of the cons, and then get it signed that way and graded or authenticated, I'm a big fan with that. But just like you said before, Justin has been a great ambassador. He had a big influence on me coming back into the hobby after watching videos of him, and I'm PSA. He vouches very well for PSA, and I really like the way PSA slabs look. And now they do comics, so I'm like, maybe I can get. I've always wanted that match of where you have the comic and maybe you have the card, and you get the nice, cool color match with the slab. So it's kind of creeping on me, but it's like, oh man, the delay, and you hear all, like you said, you hear these horror stories or negative experiences, and so I'm giving it some time to where I'm like, let's see how this all works out in a few months. It's not like I'm impaired, I need to do this right now, but and PSA seems to be growing more and more onto my curiosity, piquing it, because they got a place here in Jersey. They just did Jersey City, so it's actually not that far. It's not not too close, but it's not too far. And I think they do random, maybe not it's random, I don't know enough, but I think it's like drop off Wednesdays or something like that, and you could actually just go there and drop stuff off. So
I didn't know you were in Jersey. I live in Connecticut right now.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm in North Jersey,
Hartford.
Oh, okay, cool, man.
I lived in Connecticut most of my life, and like I said, I lived in Austin for just about a decade. Came back here during COVID. I like the Northeast.
Yeah, it's my roots. The winters suck, but what are you gonna do? It's all winters. Part of it.
You know what though? Like, I'm not like, I can't wait for summer to get over. Like, I'm just not a fan of summer. Which is ironic because like Austin, Texas is one of the hottest places ever. Like it's just brutally hot all the time.
Word.
The fact that I lasted like 10 years down there. Like I was with you. Like I never disliked winter. Like it's fall, winter, kind of like my, what do you want to call it? Like just my security blanket seasons. They're just cozy seasons. You know what I mean? Like you don't miss the winter until you don't have the winter. That's what I went to school in Florida and I lived in Texas, and man, it just doesn't get cold. Well, we had some weird ass like catastrophic ice storm towards the end of my time in Texas, but that was like the only time. But like 11 months out of the year, it's like 100 degrees all the time. It's like, man, I miss like making snowmen, and I miss like my mom would mail me like I love fall in New England. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Like,
oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Colors, the smells, like everything about it. Like nothing beats fall in New England. So like there is no turnover in the South with fall. Like everything is green when fall hits, or I don't even want to say when fall hits, like when eventually it becomes winter. You go to bed one night, you wake up the next morning and everything's dead. There's no changeover. So like my mom, every once in a while, she would mail me like a care package of stuff. And every fall she would mail like orange, red, whatever leaves. She basically mail me like fall leaves.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. That's a little touch from home.
Yeah. Moms are the best.
They are. That's great, man. Yeah, I'm a fan of Four Seasons. You know what I mean? Even though it seems like we're getting less and less of that up here. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Four Seasons. I like to see the changing of the leaves and the smells, and like gets a little colder in the morning when you're heading out for work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy all that. It's part of the Northeast. We used to do drives all the time going through New England and seeing just the change of all the different leaves and types of trees and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful drive.
It's funny living in the South. I won't spend too long on this, but like the few times when I lived in the South and we did get weather and it snowed or it would ice out, like I inherently know how to handle that because of where I grew up. But like seeing like Southerners not know how to deal with ice and stuff like that and snow.
Oh yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I remember I think it was the first year I moved down there. We had I think we got 2 inches of snow. And my boss calls me at 5 a.m. before I was able to get out the door. He's like, if you're heading into work, don't head into work today.
It's like, what are you talking about? It's just 2 inches of snow.
I looked out the window. I'm like, Jim, what is this? This is nothing. This is like a dust of nothing. And he just kind of cuts me off. And he goes, I know where you're from and I know what you're used to, but I promise you they don't treat the roads down here like they do from where you're from. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I had a job to do. I ended up driving to work. Man, was my boss right. That highway was not treated at all. Like, I lived in Connecticut my entire life, and I've driven in some shitty weather, but I was going 10 miles an hour the whole way to work because I've never driven on a road that was just completely untreated.
Yeah,
that's just it's just they don't have the stuff to deal with it down there.
No, why would you invest in that infrastructure? Yeah.
So it's whenever we got weather down there, it was wild. I remember I was going downstairs one time during a snowstorm, and I see this lady pouring water on her windshield to get rid of the ice, and I see steam coming up. I'm like,
oh, it's gonna break her window.
What are you doing? Don't please. I ran over to her and I'm like, I didn't want to startle her, but I'm like, dude, you're about to break your windshield.
Oh yeah, bad.
Don't do that.
Shatter it. People, the ignorance is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's and it goes the other way too. Me, a northerner, not knowing about I'll just use this as an example because I will never forget it. Fire ants.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I didn't know.
I lived in Florida.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I stepped in a fire ant mound. It was probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I was shooting a wedding. When I first got to Texas, the first work I got was shooting weddings. I moved down there without a plan, which was crazy, but it ended up working out.
Hey, there you go.
But yeah, I was shooting a wedding. I took a step back. And the dude I was shooting for even told me, he's like, if you see a mound anywhere, don't disturb it. Because we were on a ranch somewhere, and he knew because he's a Texan. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's an ant. What's it gonna do? That shit hurt.
Hell yeah, man.
It was just stepped on the mound, and then they were all up my leg, and I did everything I could not to drop my camera. Set it aside, just ran to the bathroom and just pulled my pant leg up and just started brushing those things off. And it looked like my leg was it looked like somebody set it on fire. It was gross.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
So
it's a bad situation.
The ignorance goes both ways,
Yeah. I totally understand that. I've been there. We lived there when I was young in Florida when I was younger, and they took over the playground that we could no longer go to after a little while. And I got bit a whole bunch when I was young. So it's not a good situation. Mm-mm. But hey, man, do you have anything that you'd like to add if we didn't touch on it tonight?
No, I mean, I think pretty much covered it all. Just whoever's watching now, thank you. If you like what I'm doing, and honestly means the world to me. I never thought, I kind of just thought I was going to do that one card, and then that was just going to be like a one-off. And like I said, just the way it was received by everybody. And I have like people DM me all the time, just like literally saying, please don't stop doing what you're doing because I enjoy it so much. And that's like so incredibly humbling to hear. And I feel like, without getting too sappy, that I kind of got into this community at a time when I needed something like this. And now that I'm in it, I don't really like, I don't think anybody ever has to worry about me not doing this stuff anymore, because like I enjoy doing it. I enjoy connecting with people. And like legitimately love, like it's one of the, I'm a horror fan, and I always said horror had a great community. It's just like very tight knit. Like our community is like the best thing ever to me. Like it's great. I love the people in it, and yeah, I guess that's it.
I love that. That's very well said. And yeah, the community is great. And you know, our brother Jeremiah said, you know, we love what you're doing. So
Thank you.
keep it up. And it is a great community, and all the love is shown, bro. And I think it's great. You know, I think this was a great conversation that we had. I think one of the things that gets lost in the hobby sometimes is that before these were investments, before they were numbered, slabbed, serial numbers, or arguing about like market values, this was art.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a human being on the other side of that piece of cardboard who put their creativity, their time, and their personality into it. Whether you're collecting cards, sketch cards, commissions, original art, or just somebody who appreciates great artwork itself. I think that's something worth remembering. And Mark, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your perspective. Make sure to go check out still_motion_cards on Instagram and see what he's doing with these incredible pieces of art that he comes across. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me tonight and Mark. Keep collecting what you love. Support the artists who make this hobby so special. And I'll see you on the next episode. Until then, my friends, ramble on. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.